Hey y'all, hey. I thought I would bring you guys in a lot closer to what I'm doing today. Remember, I am Ella. This is called Ella's Place YouTube channel, Ella's Place 12. And I want to show you guys all the things I got going on in my garden in zone 6A. We're just going to say 6. Now, as you see, I have paste tomatoes coming in. This is a good time to start checking and see if you're starting to develop any type of blossom end rot. That's when you have at the tip or the very bottom of the tomato that you start seeing, rotting or decaying or something like that. That's when you know you have a phosphorus and calcium deficiency, mostly calcium, and you need to get some type of calcium fertilizer in liquid because the liquid will feed the plant sooner than the granular, which takes time to break down. So I'm going to go through here. I saw some pole beans, which did not pole because I believe the borage, hold on guys, the borage and the tomatoes kind of took over that. So anyway, but they did develop. So I see some down in here I wanted to show you guys. And I'm using this little camera that's attached to my chest. And I have to remember to look in the camera. So we got pole beans right here. I keep looking not at the camera. Hold on, let me angle this appropriately, y'all. So let's get in here and find these beans that I see because I don't want them to get too big. Here we go. Get over here now. Come. I don't want it to break in half. Here we go. There we go. So we got some pole beans right here. Yeah, they was getting kind of fat. That's what I didn't want. Well, that's what I didn't want. Let's focus. So yeah, let's drop these over here. Let's see. I know I got some more here, y'all. Here we go. All right, here. That's a good size. I like mine around this size. I don't want them to get too big. See, this is almost too fat for me. But I got to get in here because we got like some strong rain. Like for 10 minutes, it just pounded down on us. And, we thought it was going to flood again the way it was, coming down. But it didn't. But it was like a good 10 minutes and we got so much rain within that little bit of time. And this was yesterday. Yesterday was Thursday. So let me move over here. I know it's some hiding back here. Here's some right here. You guys see any? See, look at that one. That's a good one. There's a lot of flowers on them. So I'm like, I know they're back here. And then I want to kind of get in here early because I know the bumblebees will be here soon if they're not here already, especially in the borage. So I didn't want any to get old on me because I couldn't get to them. Let's see if I can pull this out, y'all. Can I pull this out a little bit without breaking something? I may have to cut the borage back some just so I can get to the beans. Okay. It's not going to be a lot, but I definitely want to get back here and get the ones I know I saw. So let's push this tomato back just a tad. Oh yeah, here we go, y'all. Here we go. I see something. Yep, and the bee decided to come out because I guess I'm disturbing it. Yeah, so we got a couple of beans. Okay, I'm back. I had to really get down up in there, and I didn't want to have to bother you guys with trying to angle everything so I could get, so you guys could really see what I was doing. But I had to move a lot of these tomatoes back and out of the way and off the trellis just so I could get the beans that I knew that was in there. So it's a small harvest. It's my first harvest of the pulling beans, but I know I need to come in here and trim these yellow cherry tomatoes and maybe even the paste tomatoes. But I pulled some of the stems out because this particular cherry tomato can get crazy. It can get very crazy. As you see, we're getting tomatoes already. But I just need to get in here, y'all, because like, look, you can see all that up in there. See all those tomatoes up in there? Look at that. It's a very prolific plant. And I know last year when I planted this, I was just like, oh my God, like it's too much. Like I don't need all of these tomatoes. Yes, I took a lot of them to work, but I literally had to cut this back a lot. Now these tomatoes I am going to take off. And I am going to take off and take in the house, and they can ripen in the house. But I just know that I don't want this to get too big and crazy like it did last year. So yeah, so I'm going to take some of these tomatoes off and take it in the house. So yeah, so I want to cut that back. I think I'm going to leave the paste tomato alone and just deal with this cherry tomato and just try to look for areas where, especially at the bottom, that I can get some air up in there. So let's see. We got this right here. And sometimes I just go in and I just start pulling. Because like sometimes it's hard to tell where stuff begins and ends. So I just get pulling. Like, okay, you go. I keep showing you guys my tomatoes. Okay, this is not working for me. There we go. I don't think I'm going to get rid of this stem. I think I'm going to keep this stem. Yeah. Well, you get the gist of, guys, what I'm trying to do. I just don't want to stress you guys out with trying to see what I'm doing. But anyway, I am going to trim this cherry tomato down a lot. So we're going to walk over here. Look at my okra. That's doing wonderfully. And I think I saw some okra in here the other day, y'all. Some okra trying to develop. See that okra trying to develop? Then I got some red okra over there. The peppers are developing. We got flowers on them. The peppers are doing really, really good. You see, guys, you put some alyssum and snapdragons because you want to bring in the pollinators. That's exactly what you want to do. And if you have this dead space like around your raised beds and you don't know what to do with it, what I did, I threw some calendula, dill, zinnias, all the things that could bring in some pollinators all back here. Now, yes, there's a little bit of weeds mixed in, but mostly calendula and dill grows back here. But I have to get back here to get the calendula. But that's just another thing you could do to help bring in pollinators, and it's close to my raised beds, which was another reason why I did it. And another thing I'm going to do is yank out this huge celery that's going into flower. As you see, it has some huge stalks on here. So I'm dig that out. That's one that I cut back. I need to dig out. I had a few onions in here. They did okay. I just think they didn't do well because the celery crowded them out. So this bed needs some stuff in it. It has some lemon drop melons in it. Like this lemon drop right there is doing pretty good. I told you guys this is the one that the aphids kind of had their fun on. So she's delayed. Sorry, something in my eye. So she's delayed. But I'm going to plant this bed up probably with some yellow squash and green squash. So that's what I'm going to do. And like I said, some of these onions in here is not going to do any more than what they're doing right now because they are starting to lean over, which means that they're pretty much done. And I told you guys about the raspberries already. Doing some snapdragons. Those are onion sets that I started just to see what I can get. And this raspberry bush is giving me a few raspberries. They're not going to be that big, just a few here and there because it's trying to bounce back from the damage I did last year by cutting it back too much. excuse me, I'm going to pull out this cabbage because next week is going to be in the 90s. These cabbages did not develop like a nice strong head. I think this is the only one I can uncover it because I am going to harvest this today. Hold on. And I can always use the big leaves for just my hardy greens, like your collard greens and stuff like that. You could cook them with those. Get off. Thank you. So I'm going to take this off. Okay, we're going to try this again. I had to get that netting off. I had it down there so good I couldn't even get it off, y'all. But anyway, we're going to get ready to take this cabbage out. I need to trellis more of my watermelon vines that are doing so good. Yeah, this watermelon is doing really good. So yeah, I'm going to pull this out because like I said, next week our temperatures are going to be in the 90s. Today is Friday. So this cabbage is not going to do a whole lot. So we're not going to even stress out about that, but we are going to use those good looking leaves. Same thing with this cabbage. It's not going to do anymore. And this one got a small little bulb on it. Bulbed up a little bit. So we're definitely going to harvest that. So give me a second. All right, the space is cleared out, y'all. I could not do that with this thing around my neck at the same time. So it's all cleared, and I'm probably going to put some squash over here. Anyway, those are the big piles that I pulled. I'm going to get rid of all the damaged leaves and keep all the good ones. And, you know, clean it up, chop it up, and freeze it. And just add it to my collard greens when I'm ready to cook them. So this bed is done. I'm just going to have to get it planted up. Also, as I was pulling the cabbage, 2 little small onions were attached. Can you guys see? These 2 small onions were attached, so I pulled them apart. And then this is the onion that had the flower stalk on it, but the flower stalk must have broke off in the wind yesterday, so there goes my seeds. But I'm going to hold on to this just in case the seeds still try to develop. But I know there would be better seeds, more viable seeds if they actually was attached to the plant. But anyway, look back. See how empty that is? We got to do something with that. So I'm not going to clean this cabbage up on camera, but I am going to come over here and get rid of this celery that's in here. So thankfully this is in a little shade, and I'm going to cut this back. Like I said, guys, I have so much celery. I'm just like over it. So this is the celery. If I could pull it out, I probably could, but it's so full stalks that it's actually hard to pull. I'll have to like get a shovel or something to get all this celery out. So let's just cut it and get it out like that. Now clean it up. There we go. All right. Uh-oh, pulled out 2 onions. That's what I was afraid of. Yeah, I was afraid I was going to pull out 2 red onions. And that's what I want mostly out of these red onions. So let's put these onions back up in here and see if we can get them to do something. Let's put them back in there. You treat them like sets. Maybe I'll cut off the tops. And this is not so pliable. Let's put it over here. And the dirt wasn't really pliable right there. So let's put it right here. And see what we can get. So yeah, I had to get this celery now up out of here. It was just too much. Like, we don't need no. Oh, I don't know what this is, y'all. I done pulled something. Oh, I think this is my California pepper. Put you back in there. Sorry. That's what happens when you got too much stuff together. Okay, so we got that out, and I'll be right back. All right, I got my gloves, y'all. All right, here we go. Let's get these peppers that I started early in the season. Let's get a good angle going. Camera up some. Yep, there we go. Get rid of this weed right here. You have to go. These peppers look good. These are cayenne long Look at that. Cayenne long. And again, here I am trying to work this. I don't think I like this little camera, y'all, because having to train yourself to look into the camera to see what you're doing is confusing me. And see, I'm trying to find my round nut. And I think we got one, maybe two more. Yeah, let's just go ahead and grab these. Make sure I'm cut the stem, right? This one, it's not that big yet. Let's go ahead and grab that one. So look at my peppers that I've gotten so far. Look at that. Put them in here with all this celery. And the other one I did two like that. I started them early. And I need to harvest some of that oregano. But I can't do it now because my cart is too full. Yeah, we're not going to do this one yet. These could turn more red. So we'll leave that alone. Okay, so I think that's all I want to do outside of harvesting some oregano and some thyme and some lime basil. So I'm going to stop right here because I still have to get the cabbage cleaned up and throw all the old leaves and keep the good leaves. So just want to show you guys real quickly, just look up close and personal. And here go the peppers. We got some celery, a couple onions down there, and then the poling beans. So I think we're gonna stop right here. And the most beautiful thing we can stop on is this Benry Giant Lime Zinnia. Isn't it beautiful? Absolutely gorgeous. All right, let's stop here, guys. Be blessed, but also be a blessing. Bye.